Welcome to the NYC Sports Podcast Show. It's me, Uncle Mill. What's up, Joe? Joe, remote in another location. We're doing it. It's our 85 episode. Very interesting weekend. A lot to talk about. We got a dynamic guest coming in on the bottom half of the hour from a established organization out in Rosedale, Queens. Well, you can say almost on the borderline of Queens and Long Island. Jock Muhammad is coming in. The president of the Rosedale Jets is coming in on the bottom half of the hour. We have a lot to talk about. A lot happened this weekend in football. Serious note coming up in the end. I'm gonna talk about a serious topic that's happening, far as what's going on around with the social media and the talking, and what we do on this platform. I'm kind of keep reminding people my duty and what we do on this platform, but we'll be talking about that. And I haven't had a closing remark in quite a long time. So that's going to be the closing at the end. And I'm hoping that it reached the parties that it reached and let them understand what's going on and what's happening on this platform. Our sponsor today, it's Empire Car Wash. They have 6 locations out in Long Island. They do hand wash, auto wash, and also car wash locations. Is Elmont, West Hampton, Inwood, West Islip, Hampton Bay, and also Oceanside. So these are the locations they're at, and come by and see them and tell them about the sports show. And tonight's guest will be receiving a free car wash from one of those locations as his choice. So we're building up here. We trying to make it happen, man. We trying to make it keep going and let it do what it have to do. We are a commercial-based situation. We go when we get paid commercials in. That's how we can do things that we need to do and use sports. And we can go around and highlight it and talk about it. The time we can. I was at the Jamaica Bulldogs 9U game. I came kind of late, and I really don't have any kind of details of it. I had a commercial, and I'm not a commercial. I had an interview of the 9U coach. Shout out to him. I don't know what happened to it. I lost it and didn't get it out. But I will be getting them this week. I will be getting them this week. He's playing another round. He's playing, let me see, 9U. He's playing the Avengers this week, 9U Avengers. So he probably be at Roy Wilkins. I'll probably shoot over there and see how that's going and get his interview. I'm sorry that I couldn't get it. But I got it. I have when you traveling the way I'm traveling, I had gotten a ride out to Hempstead, and I tumbled up. I wasn't gonna go, but I tumbled up on the Bulldogs and Hempstead Raiders 8U playoff game, and it was what it was, down to the wire. And man, it was an exciting game. I didn't think that it would have been an exciting game, but it was. And the Jamaica Bulldogs 8U was leading the whole game. They was leading the whole game. It was up 2 touchdowns when it came to the half. And it was just ironic that, I just witnessed one of the comebacks of youth football history. And the first on the field, I haven't seen this coach get on the field in years. And he usually Coach Dillon, he coached on the sideline, but he jumped on the field. And he jumped on the field and started coaching. And we witnessed a good comeback. And it was, that's what we said. We played to the end. And in playoff football, no turnovers at all. It was 2 costly turnover. It was one turnover that could have sealed the game. At the goal line, at the 3-yard line, and and it was like it was a good recovery from Hempstead, and they drove 96 yards for a touchdown, and it was the kickoff. It did hit the kid in the chest. He didn't cover it, and that's what happens, man. And he drove that and scored that. And, he sat on the ball after that because he was up, and it was all over. But we had some exciting clips of when he's talking to the kids and a couple of interviews from the coaches. Joe is going to put it in periodically during the show and things like that. And see how that goes, man. But we have we want to congratulate the battle invites of New York City, the battle invites of New York City. New York, period. That's the city and the state, and the counties are mixed in there. And the whole New York state, let's put it like that, city, everybody. And the 3 teams that's going, the RMG elites from Rochester. And it seems like the Buffalo team, grade 8 elite, man, they bring in almost the whole organization. They got one team that's in D2 and the 3 teams that's in one team's in D1 and 3 teams in D2. So I congratulate to them and our local team. And we want to shout out to the 11U Brooklyn Chiefs. Shout out to Malik, Quan, the whole Chris, the whole coaching staff, the kids. And the parents and everything, man. Our local team, the Brooklyn Chiefs, a salute to them. And we're gonna pick up the phone lines about 9 o'clock. Y'all call in and give the praise, for these teams going to the battle invitation, the battle tournaments. And I think it's in mid-December. That's when they go and see what happens with that. And we just want to shout out to them, man. Thanks, the hard work that they put in to be recognized for a tournament of national tournament like battle, and shout out to them. All right, so it's the big tri-state round two. The games is going to be all over. It's going to be excited. It's going to be all over. I just got a few. I got a few that I haven't really sat down, and I'm gonna get that before we leave today. But I'm looking at a couple of them. Jersey plays, it's going to be some nice Jersey teams, Dark Knight. What's that? I got them right here. Well, let me see. 10U team is at Forest Field. They got 11:30 a.m. game against the Jaguars, the Orange County. Orange Jaguars. That's they from they're not Orange County, Jaguars. So yeah, that 10U game, and then the Hudson County and GA is going to be 2 o'clock. I think that's going to be in GA, 2:30 in GA. That 10U game. I'm like 10U is very stacked. Just like I said, Saturday is the Brooklyn site. It's going to be at Cypress Field. It's the Brooklyn Saints against the Springfield Rifles at 9:30 a.m. Remember, you got to get up early for this game. It's probably one of the best games on Saturday, and it's going to be at 9:30 a.m. in Cypress. Wow, that's early. That's really early, but that's where it's going to be. The 11U game. We're going to talk about that when we get Jocko on tonight. He has a couple of teams, and his first year, and from his weighted situation into unlimited football, he got about almost 4 teams in here in the second round. So we're going to talk about that when he comes on later on at the bottom half of the hour. Jamaica got a game, Hempstead. That's 6 o'clock at Jamaica on Saturday, 6 p.m. And that is the good win. Good win. Coach Dave and Hempstead Raiders 13U division was a good win last week. And then the battle for Jamaica, the battle for Queens, I guess Queens, Long Island. How did they put this? The North, how do they say this? The Northeast or something? The Northeast division. There's the battle of Jamaica and Hempstead. And the first game, Jamaica had to win. Let's see what happens if Coach Dave can get his troops up and kind of put together a certain game, so maybe we can get back to what it is. That's it. I gotta write some down. When you go to the commercial break, I'm just gonna jot some stuff down, on teams and that. So it's doing we're a little late tonight, but that's what it is. Jersey. I would like to go. Maybe Sunday I'll go out to Jersey, see one of these games, but I'm gonna be local this week. And then after I came back, I forgot almost, man. I came back and see the Renegade game, Brooklyn Renegades against the Springfield Rifle. And that was pretty much a one-sided game. The Rifles kind of ran through them. Shout out to Coach Courtney. His one of his quarterback was down and broke his foot and stuff. So they was kind of short-handed, and it showed. And they just, they got a lot. I mean, Springfield got a lot of, energetic kids, man. They ready to play, and they're getting experience for being, because we have two teams that came over from the way they situated to Unlimited, and they're in the playoffs, man. They're in the playoffs, the second round of playoffs, and let's see how it goes, man. They play against the number one 10-unit team. That's, let's see how that happens. We don't know. But that game is at 9 o'clock. Wow, 9 o'clock in Brooklyn. And you better get up early for that. That's going to be a game, and, they can't oversleep on that one. You got to get up and get at the field and get a nice spot and see a nice 10U game with that, But a lot of things is happening, with us, here at the podcast show. We're moving on. We have our yearly schedule coming up. What we're going to do with, as far as the playoffs, we're going to be here as far as the playoffs. And maybe I'll be broadcasting from Florida. We don't know yet. A lot of things got to happen as far as resources to come in and make that happen. I don't know. But maybe we broadcasting that from Florida. If not, we're going to do something different. We're going to do something different and remote, to take care the New York teams that goes down to nationals and represent the state and the city and the county of New York. We'd be able to do something with that, and then with that said, and that's it. Man. So we got a dynamic guest coming in on the bottom half of an hour, and Jacques Muhammad, president of the Rosedale Jets, and it's going to be an interesting conversation and some other issues that I want to say. You can call us up about 9 o'clock so we can salute the teams that's going to battle. That got the battle invitation. Our call lines is 718-717-9618. That's 718-717-9618. Call us up and give us a solution. Give us a salute, not solution. Give us a salute to the teams that made it like that. And I got a very interesting closing remarks about a lot of things that going on with the show. And then when I go out to games and the energy that I'm receiving outside of the studio and things like that, I just got to adjust some things. And I'm very serious about it because I'm serious about what I do on this platform. We say, what we say and do on this platform is very serious to us. And sometimes, we report on things and we leave, when I report on things and when we talk about certain things, we leave the aspect out of my opinion. Sometimes you may think that's my opinion, but that's not my opinion. I report to what I see. I report to what I hear, and I go call people and fact check it as best I can before I come out with it. And certain things I don't talk about because I'm not into talking about things that's not productive, things that are not true, and propaganda. I don't report that, So, it's got to be factual. It's got to be backed up by certain things, and I'll let it out on this show. And it's very serious to me, that I do go out and see games and do go out to watch it myself, or I have people watching it and report back to us. And the aspect of that people that has a story or something that's troubling them, that I get a call and they bring me a story and I fact check it and I see how it is. But that's what it is. So we're gonna talk more detail about it at the close of the marks, after the show. But to move forward, we're gonna go into the commercial break right now, and Joe's got some. I don't know if he queued it up. He got some what we call the sounds and the highlights of Big Tri-State, and some of the coaches talks to the kids and interviews that we gather when I go to the games. All right, we'll be right back in a moment.
To create a perfect student athlete, you must enhance these attributes: mind, body, and soul. In other words, education, fitness, and nutrition must be a part of your life. And it starts right here at the New York City Youth Sports Initiative.
Here's 5 ways to support NYC Youth Sports Podcast Show. 1. Push the subscribe button, like it, and leave a comment. 2. Donation. What you can. It will be appreciated. 3. Promote what you're doing or your kid's achievement in youth sports with our $10 on-the-screen ad spot. $10 per show or $30 a month. 4. Share this podcast show with others on social media. 5. Buy our show's apparel on Amazon.com. Thank you for your participation.
What's going on in sports in New York State, cities, and counties? Place your sports events and games on NY4NY Facebook group page. Advertise what's going on, what you're doing, and tell us where to go. That's NY4NY Facebook group. And remember to only post New York State events. This message is brought to you by New York for New York Youth Sports Organization.
Uncle Milt at Caney Park, one of the best, finest coaches in youth football. I coached with him. He taught me a lot of things. And, that was a game. I told him that play right there, it was all over. I said, y'all done brought Dylan on the field. I never see Dylan on the field pushing kids around. I was like, I was telling Radar, I was like, man, they're making it tough. That was the game right there. They got the turnover. I said, it's all over. How you feel today, Coach?
I feel good. Being a youth football coach for such a long time, in the playoffs, records don't matter.
Yeah.
And especially when you're coaching the young levels, like the 8s.
Mhm.
You don't know how these kids are gonna wake up.
Mhm.
So you have to take every game as a different game. You
Yeah.
have to work. You got to forget about the last time you played
Yeah.
this team. You have
Yeah.
to forget about last week.
Yeah.
You have to start new
Yeah.
with these kids. So we came in with the mindset that we know it's going to be tough. The Jamaica Bulldogs, great
Yeah.
organization.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's where
Yeah.
I learned how to coach.
Yeah.
Shout out to them, great
Yeah.
EU team.
Yeah.
But we was able to pull it out at the end. It's sad that someone had to lose, but like I said, there's no losers. Everyone is a winner. Since you're playing youth football, everyone's a winner. But we're just happy to be grateful to pull this game out.
You was in conversation with me, Ty, and Sam on the phone yesterday. They didn't know you lost to that 8U Rangers by 6 points. I said, anybody that can pull it off in adjustment is you. This proves it. This proves it. I'm going to try to get the footage and show people that you don't give up. You keep the kids motivated. You keep the kids confident and see what happens. Good win, and I'll be out there next week.
All right, thank you.
Coach Dillon.
See you out there.
All right. We're back. NYC Youth Sports. We queuing up Coach Job, president of the Rosedale Jets, and we're going to be in momentarily. Soon that's going on. So it was like, man, that game was like, would you play the Dillon clip? I was interviewing him, man. It's one of the finest youth football coaches. I had a chance coaching with him, man. Taught me a lot of things about coaching and on the youth level, and learned a lot from him. And to see him operate since halftime, him adjusting and operating, in this element and got the win, man. It was a beautiful thing, We was on the sidelines and just looking at it. And unfortunately, this happened when it happens, So it's going to be a good game against at the 8U division, man. It started back from the spring league. Started back from the spring league and playing it, and it was the championship game in the summer. I mean, the summer league started back from there. In the summer league, and that Kia 8U got one, and then the first game in Big Tri-State, like it was 6. He lost by 6-0. So they was putting up NBA numbers, man. Kind of not really NBA numbers, but you could say high school numbers. They was putting up that in this around Big Tri-State, beating teams by 3-4 touchdowns and things like that. And they first game together, it was 6-0. And I'm telling you, man, let's see what happens, because I'm sure Coach Dillon is going to adjust, and it's going to be a game, and that's what it is. So we're gonna come back with a couple of sounds and stuff. We're gonna get Coach Jai, president of the Rosedale Jets, and have a nice interview. So we just waiting for him, because we send him the text. I said we send him the email. We're just waiting for him momentarily to come in and to start our interview. So Joe, let me see what's going on. Let's take us to we got a small commercial real quick. We can take it. We can go and let's see what's going on with the president of Rosedale.
Advertise with us. Youth Sports Desk, live stream games and events. $10 ad spot a full color banner, live on the screen, in rotation. $10 per game. 4 ad spot deal, $30 per game. Voice ad spot a 30-second or 60-second per recorded voice ad with full color banner airing during the commercial break. $25 for 30-second, $45 for 60-second per ad spot. Per game purchase 4 ad spots, get 2 spots free. See detail.
You saved the season. He saved the season. That takeaway right there. That takeaway right there, you saved the
Yo, he
season.
was in the air. He was flying. I saw it.
Yo, he can't grab the ball and grab after that blitz.
Yo, you saved that season.
I see.
Yo, but that's what playmakers do. When you need you the most, you stepped up.
Let's go.
Appreciate that, my brother. Clap it up for him.
Judy, stand up, Judy. Take it over. Yeah, let's go, dude.
Let me get my O-line. O-line, stand up.
Yeah, Jackson.
O-line, Jackson, promise. Let's go.
If you're on O-line, stand up.
TJ,
Stand up, TJ.
you guys are opening home all day. Let's go. Let's first start. Ready, you guys.
Bully ball. That's what I told y'all we gonna play. Bully ball. That's what I said.
Take a knee.
Jalen,
Stand up. Yo.
eyes, be quiet, Coach Sloan.
We worked on blocking on the edges today, and these two dudes blocked their butts off today. Good job, fellas. Yes, sir.
Jalen, you ran that ball good too today, Jalen.
You really stepped up
when we needed you.
Way to block, baby. Daniel. Yes, sir, fellas. Daniel. What a way to run the offense today. No huddle.
No fumbles.
I was telling you what to call, and you didn't panic. You did exactly
No
what you wanted to
fumbles.
do.
Nothing.
Clap it up for him.
Yeah, clap it up.
Game ball.
Let's go. Good job. His name is now Eddie George.
Dropping them shoulders. You see that?
He had like 40 catches.
2-point conversions and all. Like, I'm punching this shit. Fuck that. Yo.
That's some championship mentality right there. That's what I'm talking about. That's a good team.
Good job. Listen, we're going a little slow, but we rebounded. Got a tough one next week, so we won't.
We gonna kick the Avengers out.
Yeah, welcome back. We finally got the young man in, with the Zoom. Everything has got to be set up right and cued in and everything. So let me get it out the way because we've been waiting for it. I've been waiting for a long time to talk to this young man, and we finally got him. I said this organization represents long tradition of community mixed with manhood, pride in oneself, and they show excellence when they go out, when they home, and when they go out to other games. You see nothing but excellence and some good youth football mixed in. I want to present to you the president of this organization, Rosedale Jets, is Jacques. I'm saying it right.
You got it, Jacques Leandre.
Jacques Leandre.
But I take Muhammad as well. That's what
I got Jacques Muhammad.
Yes, sir.
Welcome, President. How you doing?
I'm doing well. It's an honor to be with you, Uncle Milt, on this Youth Sports Talk. I've been watching you for a very long time, highlighting our young people and the services that are being provided to our young people, and really appreciate this platform, sir.
I'm trying. I appreciate, you having guests like you and other. This is our 85 episode in, and other guests that we had on the platform in the past. We want to thank them to making it the way it is, and we here to stay. And as long as we keep bringing on people like yourself that's doing things in youth sports, I always say we talk to real people who do real things in youth sports, and you're one of them. And I want to start off with this. Like, tell me your background in the community. We're gonna start off with the community first of Rosedale.
Okay, well, my parents moved to Rosedale in the early 70s from Far Rockaway, and it was a time when Rosedale was a little bit different. Those who are from Southeast Queens know what I mean by that. It was Howard Beach, Bensonhurst on steroids, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah, you do.
And in the early 70s, and I got registered with the Rosedale Jets Football Association in 1979 as a player. And from there, I played there for about 6-7 years, then went on to play at Springfield Gardens High School, and then went on to play in Atlanta, Georgia for Morehouse College in the early 90s. And upon returning from Morehouse College, I had experienced something that I had never experienced before, which was a level of Black excellence that I had not seen coming from Springfield Gardens High School, coming from Southeast Queens, where I saw young people that looked like me from all over the country, whether it was Detroit, Chicago, Miami-Dade County, wherever it was, but it was young people that looked like me that were striving for excellence. And having that experience playing, college ball for HBCU, I wanted to bring that kind of culture, that kind of flavor back to the Rosedale Jets, which I didn't have growing up playing for the Rosedale Jets because the demographics were different. And then from there, that my community work really blossomed in 1995 after attending the Million Man March in Washington, D.C., when the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan called for the men to take a pledge. And part of that pledge was to go back into your community and make it a safe and decent place for your men, women, and children to live in. That part of that pledge was not calling your women out of their names. Part of that pledge was going back and joining an organization that's doing something within a community. And for me, that was my charge, to go back to the Rosedale community that I was in and not only coach football, which I think is a misnomer, but provide some quality services to our young people through the game of football. So for us, football is just bait on a hook. We know young people are attracted to it, so they bite the hook. But when we reel them in, we're giving them sportsmanship, integrity, loyalty, all the characteristics that they're going to need as young men to thrive in this very unforgiving world when it comes to particularly Black men and Black youth.
Oh, wow, that's wonderful, man. My next question is, tell us when, I know you probably answered this a little bit, when it was established, like when you became in charge and on the helms of Rosedale Jets.
Rosedale Jets was actually founded before I was born, which is 1961. However, as I mentioned before, it looked a little different, man.
Yeah.
But I started coaching in 1994, but my real mission was kind of framed like I mentioned before, in 1995. I started coaching, and then in 1999 I became the president, and by God's grace, I've been able to serve as the president since that time on to now, and also head coaching once in a while, assistant coaching here once in a while, just providing those services.
But it looks different when it became the community.
Correct.
The makeup of the community, because when you started, it was different. But when it became the makeup of the community,
yes, sir. And it started shifting like mid 80s to 90s, because as we're coming in, other folks were hightailing it out. They were like, "I'm going." They moved out to Long Island. They moved upstate, and they left us there thinking possibly that this is it. We'll come back in 10 years and this thing will be done. It's over. But through some good work with some young people that I had met growing up, and others who came on board to help out because they saw the need, we were able to not only survive, but we were able to thrive.
As I was doing some research, I turned up like a lot of coaches and was coaching there or played there, and they went on to do other things, other places. Can you name those names?
Yes, sure.
Was in the program and they doing other things other places.
Absolutely. We have actually maybe 2 or 3 coaches who are now coaching at Eagle Academy. We have a coach at Christ the King. We have a couple of other team moms who also moved on and became team moms in their sons' respective programs, Springfield Gardens High School and a couple of other high schools. And we also have our players. Right now, we have close to 8 or 9 D1 players, alums from the Rosedale Jets Football Association. Most notably, we have from Rutgers, Chris Eisen, and we have also, oh man, I'm drawing a blank right now. Oh my God,
No,
I'm not gonna name any.
I don't.
Ireland Burke
Name what
and
you
others.
can, man. Name what you can.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna because you kind of like touched on a little bit, but I want to go deep into what the focus on at Rosedale Jets, other than football. What is the focus?
And
the focus, the number one focus on when the kid goes there to the Rosedale Jets.
Well, one of the things that we try to do is to marry academics with athletics. So for us, academics is at the very top. So that's why each player each week has to turn in a progress report, and that progress report has to be satisfactory, or there are going to be consequences. And what we found is when we track our students every week in this way, there's no slippage. Because sometimes in these schools, our children go to school and they'll be in school for 2 or 3 months. And then when, sometimes the parents find out in November that they're struggling with a class. Well, if you track them every single week, you can see where there may be a decline in a particular subject, or sometimes you can see where they're advancing in a particular subject. And you got to tell the teacher, put some more work on this math right here. This is a brilliant kid, child who's excelling in math. And we think that this math may be a bit too easy for him. So academics for us is key, because we know at some point that ball is not going to be in a spiral. At some point that ball is not going to have air in it. At some point those knees are not going to be able to bounce. What do we do then? What do you do then? But if you have some of those characteristics that we talked about, loyalty, integrity, hard work ethics, and a solid educational foundation, it gives you options, and those options in life will help hopefully guide you through some of the storms, because there will be some storms. And the last thing we want is not to have options. And then a lot of our young people really feel, man, there's nothing else I could do but put on that mask and carry some heat on my waist. Sometimes they, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan states that we're not bankrupt, we become bankrupt of ideas. And if we don't have a cultivated mind, sometimes our minds won't generate the kind of energy to create what we need to sustain ourselves. And we have to find ways that they're going to rely on their mind more so than they're going to rely on how much they bench, how much they squat, although that's very important when you're trying to get to that next level. So we don't degrade that at all, but we're saying balance it out, young man, because more than likely, the majority of your life is going to be played off the football field. Your game is going to be off the football field.
Yeah. This question is for today's athlete. When I say community, it's probably code words. You know what I'm talking. I don't want to say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Today's young community athlete, young male, how your organization affects that.
And you know what? It starts from the top, man. And that's why we put a strong emphasis on our coaches, and we go through a screening process. You just can't come out there saying, well, my son's on the sevens and I want to coach. We actually have a screening process, and you go through an executive board and put in an application, and your application is reviewed. And if your application passed that muster, then you come in for a formal interview. And then we talk about our standards, and we want to talk, we talk to them about their expectation. What do you seek to get out of it? And if your answer is, well, I want to win football games, and then we kind of discuss what we want from a particular candidate. And hopefully after hearing what we're talking about, our ideals line up and align with their ideals, and we bring them on as a coach. And we also understand too, I'll be 52 in a couple of weeks.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thanks, big bro. Thanks. And I also understand that part of my job is to help cultivate some of these young men. And unfortunately, these young men at the age of 27, 32, they're maturity is actually regressed.
Mhm.
You know, at 32 years old, and I tell some of my young coaches, I said, I got married at 27. I had my first child at 28.
Mhm.
I was out of my mama's house in my mid-20s.
Mhm.
So, you know, it's not acceptable for you to not see how you're supposed to progress. It's not
Mhm.
acceptable that your diet only consists of Hennessy and weed. You know, that
Okay. Okay.
and I may be saying some things that's stepping on toes, brother, but
No,
I gotta speak the truth, man.
no,
You
no.
know?
I want you to be freely, because
Yeah.
you know you're letting these coaches and even these you know, these men that comes into your organization, or is what they do. They're dealing with a different athlete. They're dealing with a different kid. Some are single parent homes,
Correct.
and they, you know, and a lot of, you know, a lot of them is single women, you know, and
Correct.
the same kids is coming in there, and even Deion Sanders, he said that the kids, the athletes are different. You can't tell them nothing. You can't give them creative criticism. You can't work, you know, you know, they too, you know, I don't want to repeat everything he said, but you know, they're not dogs, they cats. And I'm like, you know, that's some of the mindset of some of these kids, you know, because they got the energy from, you know, from their house situation. I just want to know, how do you focus on that and show the kid this is a positive situation here, and this is the way it should be, you know?
Yes, sir. And part of that is being cognizant of the fact that these young people are watching everything you do when they're on the sidelines. And that's why we talk to the coaches as well. We said, you know what? Body language is very important. A child may not be able to communicate with you sometimes verbally in a way that you understand, but that child observation of your body language can sometimes determine how he feels. So a coach, you got to be very careful, because if you throwing up your hands and you upstaging your fellow coach, that child sees that. And then that child may want to come in between you and that other coach, because he knows that there's a rift. They could feel tension, and they could feel it very, you know, it's a real tension that they feel. But at the same time, with that observation, that child also knows, as you walk through the park, he sees how you're greeting other men. He sees how you're greeting the women in the park. So all of this, that child is digesting, that hopefully at some point he's going to be able to manifest it. So everything that we do as coaches, we're leaving our handprint, our fingerprint on that child that's going to last way beyond our physical presence. So that's why it's very important. You know, I tell these coaches, I all the time, I said, you're so much bigger than a coach. You're a psychiatrist. You're a social worker. You know, you're a mentor. You're so much bigger than a guy that's calling X's and O's. Don't degrade yourself to an X's and O's guy, because if you've done that, you just played yourself. Because you're talking about young people that's looking up to you, and some of these young people, they don't even know what it's ever. They've never heard this term before. Wait till your father gets home. They don't even know what that sounds like. That's foreign. They've never heard that. For some of us who had uncles in the house or fathers in the house, we know what that meant. Wait till your father get home. That was a serious. That was a. you used to shape them so.
It's about to go down.
It's about to go down.
You messed up. You know, you messed up. It's about to go down.
Correct.
I want you to. I want you. We're gonna take a commercial break after this question.
Yes, sir.
I heard about your famous camp.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about that, man. That was amazing. That you guys, you know, when's it after your training camp or before? Y'all go to camp, you know, or that's part of the training camp?
We've been going to camp for the last 20 years, except with the interruption of the COVID year for the last 20 years on the third Saturday of August. And usually that's right about 2 or 3 weeks before the season starts, and it's after like our summer training. And the camp was actually a brainchild that came out of number one, as a young person, I went to football camp with Springfield Gardens High School, but also when I went to play college ball at Morehouse College, I saw the discipline that camp brought. I saw the time and space that was created to be able to mold and shape young at Morehouse College, so all male HBCU Black men, and I wanted to bring that on the youth level, and we've been able to do that based on some of our experiences. So before they get on that bus, we teach them how to tie a tie. Before they get on that bus,
they look real good too, Coach.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. So that camp, we don't even call it football camp. We call it manhood training football camp.
Wow.
Because it's about helping
manhood training.
Young men.
That's wonderful, man. And where do y'all go? You go like upstate? Where y'all go?
Yeah, we go to upstate New York. And it's about 2.5 to 3 hour ride. And we stay in bunks. And the camp we were in last year was called Camp Pontiac in upstate. And it helps the team become brothers.
Okay.
We have young men that come back now and they talk to us about how wonderful that camp experience was and how it formed the brotherhood within the team.
Yeah. I see when you do travel, like I saw you guys out. I think it was the team that was out in Hempstead. I went to the Hempstead game. It was a team out there, 13 UT.
Yes, sir.
And everybody looks the same. I mean, it looks the same. Like, how do you keep that? Like, how do you keep that, brother? Because we laugh about how some team parents and how they recreate the colors fit into today's thing, and you have such of a approachable look, khakis and the coaches in white shirts and ties. How do you keep people engaged into that look? Like, this is who we are in today's climate. You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And Uncle Milt, I would be lying to you if I said it was totally easy. But we were able to get buy-in, and we've been consistent. And one of the things that we mentioned to our coaches is we're a brand. Yeah. We're a brand. Coca-Cola doesn't mess with their original Coca-Cola ingredients or recipe too much. They tried, cherry Coke and all that, but then they had to go back to their red and white can, And for us, we consider ourselves a brand. And I'm going to tell you how it started too, Brother Milt. It started about 20 years ago, 22 years ago. And I used to watch Ohio State. And I liked how my man came out with, what was his name? Oh, man. Ohio State, he came out with his shirt tie. Forgot his name.
The coach?
But
was it the coach or
the coach? Yeah, the coach of Ohio State.
I probably know you're talking about. Yeah. I probably know you're talking about.
And
he came out. He still had the swag on, the hat, and
correct.
And had the vest and the shit. But he looked very approachable. He looked clean. I go around a lot of youth football organizations, and I see how some of the team moms and some of the even the women folk of the organization kind of altered the colors to fit the time, and you be looking at it and I'm like, I don't see that with you guys, and I just want to know how you kept focus on that. That we gotta look a certain way.
Yeah, and I said we gotta look a certain way, and like I said, we had to get buy-in, and the way we got buy-in actually happened about 20 years ago. I approached the coaching staff. I said, listen, we're going to be a little different. We're going to do khakis, we're going to do white shirts, we're going to do ties, and we're going to do sweater vests. And I said, Coach, you know what? If you don't like it, let's just do it for opening season, one game. That's all I'm asking. And then we threw it on as a coaching staff, and the response that we got at the time, we were playing the Harlem Crusaders.
Yeah,
we got off the bus. And their team and team moms and parents was like, oh my God, you guys look so great. The children were like, you look like teachers. And we said, that's exactly what we are, teachers. So right there, our coaching staff realized like, yo, this is what we do. Then it got total buy-in, and it wasn't a problem from that day forward. And that's one of the things we tell the coaches before we hire them. This is how we're doing it. We're not telling you don't wear your Timbs. but you're just not going to do it on Sunday in between the lines.
Yeah.
You know, we're not telling you don't wear your do-rag. You're just not going to do it while we're coaching. You know,
Wow.
we're not telling you, you know, don't do whatever you do. We're just not doing it while we're servicing these young people because we want them to be uniform. We want them to be clean. We want their uniform to be pressed and all that. How do we look just rolling out of bed, throwing on anything, and then talking about I'm the leader of this team and I'm going to instruct you on what you need to do. And we're looking like we're bat out of hell. You know,
they look like they're coming to the office and work.
That's it. That's it.
That's what I look like. You know, we at this time 2-hour game practice, whatever. We know we come in the office to work, so we don't look like we're gonna go out. And it's just amazing because I look around like I look at the Brooklyn Titans, man. They got something like that going on. The Harlem, the other Jets, the Harlem Jets got something on. Shout out to my Jamal and them guys out there in Harlem. They look good when they go out. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And some other teams, some other teams out there also, but we see the other things too. So it is what it is. But I mean, a uniform look, those are kind of three teams that off the top of my head that I see that they got that look like, they're here to do business, and it seems more than football and stuff. So I'm gonna go to a break right now. Joe, you there? I'm gonna go to the break. We're gonna come back with the football questions. I got all the other questions out there, air. The nation building football team, Rosedale Jets, and we be right back. Yo, Joe, you there? Take us out to the commercial break. We'll be right back. Joe, you there? Joe. I don't know where he went. I don't know maybe he's not in front of the book.
Oh, there he is.
We on a break? You hear me?
I love the game, brother. I love the game. Listen. We have to build from here. This has to be the best practice week we have. You understand that? Yes, sir. Focus up. Let's see what y'all can do. Y'all can compete with anybody. It's all about y'all. Y'all had a heart. You put the work in, and it shows. Great job, bro. Hola, stand up. Hola, stand up. The guy that I've been screaming at since week 1. Oh my God. Brady, stand.
Yeah, Brady!
Everybody that play defense, stand up. Everybody sit down but Romeo. Listen, it shows what we can do. But like I said, I'm not gonna leave it as a secret. We got the Saints. We got the Saints. So we have to put in that work this week. We are practicing 4 days this week, and we have to bring it over. You understand? Yes, right? Other than that, I love y'all. Great job, fellas. Great job.
Yeah.
Advertise with us. Youth Sports Desk live stream games and events. $10 ad spot a full color banner live on the screen in rotation. $10 per game. 4 ad spot deal $30 per game. Voice ad spot a 30-second or 60-second per recorded voice ad with full color banner airing during the commercial break. $25 for 30-second, $45 for 60-second per ad spot. Per game purchase 4 ad spots, get 2 spots free. See detail.
We're back. NYC Youth Sports, Uncle Milk and the nation building president. I saw him call. I always get these little nicknames. Jock Muhammad, Rosedale Jets. Now, last year, can you get in detail what made you make the decision to come back home to New York City football? We're gonna start there. You know, you was in town ball, right?
Correct.
And what happened? What made you make the decision to?
Well, first, I've known Courtney and Tyrone since 1999. In fact, I coached with both Courtney and Tyrone at Rosedale Jets football. So we had a long-standing relationship. And in fact, I served as the general counsel for Courtney, especially during the early days, providing legal services to the organization. And for many years, you know, I've had very friendly conversations with both Courtney and Tyrone. And this year just happened to be the year that we felt we had to move on. After trying to work for a few years with the Nassau Suffolk Football League, the Nassau County Football League, to get them to go unlimited. They didn't want to go unlimited, although they raised the weight limit. It just wasn't fitting our program because we found that we were turning away literally dozens of children every year because we just knew they couldn't make the weight that the league had. So with that being said, we had a sit down and long meeting with Tyrone, Courtney, as well as Sam Barnes from the Hurricanes. They talked to us about their program and how, you know, they were looking to have, you know, Rosedale enter in. And we took the leap of faith, man, and decided to, as you mentioned, come back home to City Ball.
Come back home.
Yeah.
Come back home to New York City.
That's right.
We was so pleased to have you when he broke the news. And you just answer my next question, why Big Tri-State? You just answer that. So what is the challenge, like, other than you turning away kids, but your kids that you had last year, what is the challenge to getting them up to stuff with the unlimited weight? Was that a challenge? Actually?
Yeah, it's a tremendous challenge, and we kind of regrouped throughout the season, and we're looking to have a very robust off season where we're going to. I'll put it this way: next year, there are going to be some surprises.
Well, but I'll be honest with you, and I'm glad you don't. You didn't scold me like like I said in the show when we did talk about. We did talk about your transition. We didn't know that you was going to make an impact this year as you did. You got 4 teams in the next round.
Correct.
9, 11, 12, and I think 13s. They all playing this weekend. And
9, 11, I'm sorry, 7, 9.
Oh no, I didn't count.
11,
I didn't count
12.
7. I didn't count 7.
Okay.
I just didn't do 7 this year.
Okay.
I didn't.
I got you.
I'm staying from 8 to 13. That's my preferred choice. But it is a 7. It is a 7U division. So that means you have 5 teams, and that's wonderful.
In the second round.
No,
yes, sir. We're 14 in the second round.
Yeah, that's. Out of that, you might have some in the division and championship. You got 5. You got 5. What do you say? You got 5 dogs in the game.
Yeah, 4 dogs. 4 dogs.
Okay, you got 4 dogs in the game.
Yeah.
You never know what happened. The ball bounce, whatever.
Correct.
I didn't think you was gonna have a transition like that. We was talking, but wow, I was wrong.
Yeah. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I mean. Because we was talking about the transition from
it's a transition.
Yeah, and even Springfield Rifles, that 10U division has been impressive too. We was talking about that because they have a lot of small kids there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how that gonna work? But it's working out. It's working out, and it's bearing fruit.
Correct.
And everything. So I mean, the transition. I know probably the camp was a little bit more intense in the transition to the kids as far as the weight. And how did your membership increase? Kids came in increase since you started since your first year.
Yeah, and with this league, there are a lot of pluses and a lot of pros.
Mm-hmm.
One of the pros is you're able to register up to the third game.
Mm-hmm.
And that helped out a lot because, as you know, once school is about to start and then parents start scrambling for after-school programs for their children, sometimes that happened at the beginning of school. In the league that we were in prior, they did weigh-in August, and that was it. You didn't register by August, you're done. And we used to have a lot of children come in right the week of school, which is in September, and we would have to tell them, you can't play. With the league rules, we're able to get, accommodate families who come in later and get them into the program. We were able to maintain a lot of the so-called heavy children that we have. So this year we were able to have 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 6 teams. And the only team we didn't have is an 8U. And I know that's going to change next year. We even after the season started, we've been getting so many requests and inquiries about joining Rosedale Jets football. So next year, I actually anticipate having a D1 team and a D2 team for a couple of the age groups.
Yeah, wow, that's wonderful when you be able to go somewhere and be able to grow more. Grow more than what you have. So I know this is a hard question, Coach. It's a very hard question. You got 7, 9, 11, 12, and 13. Which one you feel?
Oh, well, 13 is out of it. We got 7, 9, 11, and 12.
13 lost. That's right. 13 lost.
Yeah.
My records is all right. You got 4, right?
Correct.
13. Yeah, you're right. 13's gone. What do you feel comfortable with? What do you feel can you say it? Or some feelings gonna be hurt.
Yeah, some feelings may be hurt. But
some feelings gonna be hurt.
Well, one of the things I can say is it appears that our team is peaking.
Yeah.
I mean, children are coming together, coaches are coming together, the parents' crew is unbelievable. In fact, most of the away games we've been to, we've had a bigger crowd than the home teams. Practically all of the away games we've been to. At other people's homecomings, we brought more people than their own home crowd. So with that being said, we're looking for more upsets this week, as you could imagine.
You're looking for more upsets? Okay.
Yeah, they counted us out last week.
I didn't. It's like I said, man. I'm one of them. I didn't count you out, but I was wondering. I thought this was going to be a transition year, but it didn't turn out to be that. You ready to go?
Ready to
go, and you're making noise, and you want to challenge. You want to challenge for Jersey. You want to go to Jersey and make a challenge too.
Absolutely, we're looking towards national in a couple of years, maybe 3 years. 2 to 3 years.
So I want to ask you this: how do you feel what Big Tri-State is doing, and the possibility when it's going to happen to open up Connecticut? How do you feel about that product?
I'm impressed with the leadership of Tyrone and Courtney and Sam as well. I think they've been, quite accommodating to all of the teams, whether it's with schedule changes, whether it's with hearing, some of the complaints that we may have had about referees, and the referees have also been more open than I thought to criticism. You know what? Being a referee is tough at the youth level, man.
Very tough, man. I'm working on doing a show about really getting down to the nitpick. It's not only that, it's the other aspect. The referee around the nation is being under attack. You know what I'm saying? And my closing is going to be a little bit how it's getting out of hand, and that's another thing. But I'm saying that the product itself, these are good guys that's running it. I'm saying what they're trying to do in 3 states. Are you open for that? And one day you're gonna have to go to Connecticut and play, Jersey to play, and things like that.
I like the structure. I like the structure they have now, and hopefully we won't have to go to Jersey or Connecticut until postseason. I like that structure. You know
Oh,
what?
you like that structure? Okay.
Yeah, because it does present a hardship for a lot of our organization when we have to travel. Like when we have to go to GA Academy, then South Jersey, you're talking about a two
Yeah.
plus hour ride. That wasn't easy. We wouldn't mind doing that for a playoff game. We
Yeah.
wouldn't mind doing that for a championship game. But I think for a regular season game, it's so much better to do it internally within the region, and or not even the region, within the boroughs, and then go out into the various states. I like that format because
sometimes I interject, my agenda on this sports platform, because we like to talk about games and we like to see games and we like to see this one and this one in the regular season. It's just like, I like to be spoiled like that. But I understand that there's a financial factor in it of traveling and everything.
Correct.
I am suggesting, and it's not like they're listening to, they listen to me, but I'm glad that the leadership, I do suggest some things about game of the week, that it could be a round robin type of thing, that it could be in New York one week, New Jersey one week, and Connecticut. And when they open it up, I hope they open up. And it could be there one week, that you got the best teams in one game in 1 week playing. Now, when you put butts in the seats, you know what I'm saying? When butts come in the seat, like the average youth sports fan, not just the your parents and your coaches and your volunteers come to the game, and when your alums come to the game, when the people that was in your program for 10 and so many years come and watch a game. And come and support you and come to support the colors and things like that. That's a viewing option that I think Big Tri-State should be entertaining, a viewing option to help the organizations have something. So you could get a game, it could be somewhere, and you say, okay, Ja, you got that nice 11U, man. Let's go. You got that, so-and-so. Let's travel there to have, all the best games on 1 week and do a round robin thing. And kind of the revenues off of that can help travel, can help that one team, be able to go and no problem. Not the whole thing, but sometimes you got that division that's really, really good. Than other divisions that you have in you, and you be able to showcase it around, the Big Tri-State, and I think it'd be good for youth football.
Yeah, no, definitely, and putting
it's not
it
like it's it's as far as my platform, and wanted to invest in live streaming games. They're doing it now, but what I want to do is like the whole shebang, the pre-game show, post-game, halftime, around this and doing this and highlighting and doing that. I want to do it like it's ESPN and be in 2 or 3 games, because we already have the technology set up, but it's just the resources. And then you make that big to the viewers, and we can get the people viewing the game, they go to the game. And
I like that.
I mean, we're in the Northeast, man. We're in probably one of the biggest hubs in the country. Everybody's here, and
Correct.
I mean, some people say our football is different, than somewhere else. But we got the people, and it's our football, and we needed to showcase that and everything. So
agree.
So you got any last remarks? I didn't want to keep you long, you got any last remarks?
No, the last remark I have, man, I just want to say thank you and shout out to my Rosedale Jets executive board, team moms, team dads, coaches who give up their time. They give up overtime. They give up family time. They give up vacation days. They call out sick to service our young people. And I want to let my coaches, and actually all the coaches out there doing stuff for young people, man, thank God for you, and continue to do the work, even sometimes when you're not appreciated. But God sees it, and continue to do what's necessary to help our young people, man, as they matriculate into adulthood, so that they won't have many of the struggles that we had to have growing up. So Uncle Milton, I just want to thank you so much for this platform, and thank you, Youth Sports Talk, for keeping it real, man, and getting this information out.
I appreciate you coming, and we're going to talk more on the field. We're going to talk in the winning circle. If it's this week, we're going to, we're going to continue to have this dialogue. We hope you come back one day. We hope you be in Jersey in the winning circle so we can talk then too. And let's see how it goes, man. I appreciate you coming, supporting our platform, and by you blessing us with your time and your interview helps our platform. And I want to thank you for that. So we'll see. I'm gonna see you this weekend, hopefully. One of these games. I'm gonna see you this weekend, and let's see how it goes, man. I appreciate it. And we're gonna let you go. Joe, take us out. Take us not out. I want to come back and do my closing. Okay. But I want to just take us to a commercial. We're gonna come back and do the teams from New York that got the battle invite. We're gonna talk about that, then the closing, and we out. Thank you, Ja.
All right, take care now.
Appreciate it.
All right, peace, brother.
Advertise with us. Youth Sports Desk live stream games and events. $10 ad spot a full color banner live on the screen in rotation. $10 per game. 4 ad spot deal $30 per game. Voice ad spot a 30-second or 60-second per recorded voice ad with full color banner airing during the commercial break. $25 for 30-second, $45 for 60-second per ad spot. Per game purchase 4 ad spots, get 2 spots free. See detail.
To create a perfect student athlete, you must enhance these attributes: mind, body, and soul. In other words, education, fitness, and nutrition must be a part of your life. And it starts right here at the New York City Youth Sports Initiative.
Here's 5 ways to support NYC Youth Sports Podcast Show. 1. Push the subscribe button, like it, and leave a comment. 2. Donation. What you can. It will be appreciated. 3. Promote what you're doing or your kid's achievement in youth sports with our $10 on-the-screen ad spot. $10 per show or $30 a month. 4. Share this podcast show with others on social media. 5. Buy our show's apparel on Amazon.com. Thank you for your participation.
What's going on in sports in New York State, cities, and counties? Place your sports events and games on NY4NY Facebook group page. Advertise what's going on, what you're doing, and tell us where to go. That's NY4NY Facebook group. And remember to only post New York State events. This message is brought to you by New York for New York Youth Sports Organization.
Yeah, we back. NYCU Sports, man. I want to thank Muhammad, and I'm the new name for Rosedale Jets is the nation building Rosedale Jets youth football team. You get over there, man, they're gonna get you right, get your mind right, get your body right, get your kids right to play this game, and also to approach the challenges of life. I want to thank our sponsors. Empire Car Wash. We also going to give, when I see Ja this week, I'm going to give him a free car wash. From our sponsors, they gave us a lot of free car washes. We're going to give him a ticket just for him being on the show. We appreciate it. Free car wash on us. They got 6 locations in Elmont, West Hampton, Inwood, West Islip, what's this, Hamilton Bay and also Oceanside. And we want to thank them for helping us do what we do on this show. They're gonna bring this content to you. I want people. I'm just gonna hold off for 5 minutes. I ain't gonna stay on long because I want to get my closing remarks, and it's very important to me. We want to salute the New York teams that got invited to a battle tournament. Is in mid-December. The invites to battle, and hoping they be able to make it. Some of them have AYF obligations and things like that. Some of them is independent. I'm hoping the 3 teams be able to make that happen. So it's the shout out to them, RMG from Rochester, 11U, D1 invite. Grade A Elite got a few, man. They got a few going. They got a D1 10U invite. They also got a couple of ones at I think 8, 9, and another one I don't have it in front of me. And our local team, Malik, Quan, and Coach Chris, shout out to our local team with their D2 11U invite. Shout out to them, and they worked hard for it, and we wish them luck. Where they going, y'all want to call up in the next 5 minutes and give your salute to those teams. I'm gonna have the phone lines open. 718-717-9618. That's 718-717-9618. Call us up so you can give your show your love and salute to those teams that got the invite, and maybe and things like that. Other than that, we're just gonna take a little minute, hold the phone lines open. I want to get into my closing remarks, and it's very, very serious to me. I started this platform November 2019. I'm going to be coming up to 3 years doing this. 3 years doing on this platform. I always got rules to what I do. We talk about what goes on in youth sports, no matter what it is, good, bad, and ugly. Some people may not like what we say on this platform, and some people like what we say on this platform. I think 20% don't like it. We hear about it. The other 80, when I hear them, they congratulate me. Good show, good this, keep up the good work. We try to do something that never been done in youth football, is to talk about the achievements, the wins, the losses, the ups and downs, the setbacks, and we talk about it. Today's climate, I noticed that a lot of people that's doing things, and not really a lot, a few misguided people that's doing things, they not open to what we do on this platform. And I realized this. I don't mind anybody calling me a name, calling me this and that. My show is this. No one looks at it. I'm open, I'm built for this. I'm built for that type of criticism and that, because everybody don't have to like it. They don't have to be for everybody. You get out of it what you can get out of it. I promised myself to stay not neutral, but to highlight things that people do that maybe I like. Maybe I like it. I like it. And to ask the questions on the things I don't understand so I can like it. But in no possibility, in no way that I promote things that I promote things that people do that I don't like. I don't say nothing. I don't say anything. And some misguided people, they don't understand my process that I leave open. I'm the only sports show that talks about mostly 80% or 90% of what goes on in youth sports in the season. The only sports show that has a calling line. So if I say anything that was mistruth or misunderstood or whatever, you call in. You text me in. You know, some of these people have my telephone number. I get calls from some people that made me think I got it wrong or they explain to what I do. But there's no way, like I said, I can be criticized. You can call me by names. You can call me this and that. You can call whatever you see. Whatever you think you see, you call. But there's no way that I'm going to accept any physical threats. I'm going to defend myself. I don't know what you see. I'm a peaceful man, but I will defend myself physically. And that's not saying that who I am and I'm trying to act, different or act bad or whatever. I don't go out looking for trouble. I live in probably one of the worst neighborhoods in Queens, and I walk out and I see the dope boys on the corner. I see the guys, the killers and the shooters and stuff. I see them every day. But there's no way I'm gonna let any man thinking that they can do anything to me physically without me defending myself. I will. So I think, people, whatever I said to get you worked up or anything, you need to take a deep breath and just keep it to youth sports. Just keep it to youth sports, because I don't go out there putting hands on nobody, and I don't go out there talking about anybody personally to someone to put hands on me. We can have a debate on what I said, different opinions. I'm willing to talk about what I said because I stick behind everything I say on this show. Everything I said, I can answer to what I said. What do you mean about that? And I tell you what I mean. Just like I said, you can call up and talk, and we can do it, and we can keep it to this talking, But anything that's, somebody want to do anything physically to me because I said something that they didn't like on this sports platform, I will defend myself. And that's a promise. It's not big talking. It's not big, it's not being bad talking. And I'm not, but I will defend myself. That's it. And I stand by it. I stand by it. I know the shooters. I walk out my door every day, walk my dog and see them guys out there. And I'll be ready to defend myself with that. And they, they said, "What's up? What's up, OG?" I said, "Yo, what's up, young man? How you doing?" I speak to those dudes. But I'll be ready to defend myself with them. But one thing we cannot do, and maybe this misguided individual, maybe he needs to look in the mirrors, is a little too tough for him. Maybe he can't handle the level he's on and things that's going on. Maybe that's the problem. You got to look yourself in the mirror. Is that, do I bring this stuff, this type of talk? Do I bring that behavior to the field, to the court, to the track? Do I bring that behavior? It's always said that if we taking kids out the neighborhood, do we bring the neighborhood to them? And the only place that could be sanctuary so that it would be peace? Remember, a coach in Texas lost his life coaching a game. It's not happening to me. It's not happening to me. Just was starting off talking. It started off talking. And the talk went crazy, and it got physical. He had to defend himself, and somebody got shot. And it's a young man sitting in a prison, sitting in a cell right now, regretting what he did. cool heads must prevail. We all men. We all men. Nobody is gonna make me change what I say on this show because I got things in place so we can talk about it. In my motto, let's talk about it. My phone lines are open. Let's talk about it. Oh, what did I say? I'm tired of hearing people saying I said something. What did I say? Let's talk about what I said. Let's debate what I said. Because sometimes what I believe you, 9 out of 10 what I say was true. And you can't handle it. You can't handle it. This is our culture today. You know, I see people on Facebook and they get upset with a comment, and a comment can go either way. A comment ain't always going to be your way. A comment is somebody's views. But I don't do that on this show. My comment is questions. And from questions, it leads to answers. And when you can't answer the question, it leads to tell me what it is. Because it always start off with a question with me. A question. I had a guy, I don't want to name no names. I'm graduating on Facebook a battle, and he was saying, I repeated what battle advertised, and I said it. Congratulations. D2, D1, whatever it is. Oh, I feel there's no thank you for the graduation. Is I feel kind of way. Why you feel kind of way? Why you feel kind of way about truth? Don't feel kind of way about truth. No one should feel kind of way about truth. Feel kind of way if it's a lie, but don't feel kind of way about truth. It is what it is. You have to change that mindset. If it's true, you got to live with it. You got to eat it. You got to change it. I feel kind of way. That's wrong. Kind of way. I think it's hating. Hating? No, sir. No, I report what Battle reported it to the letter. It's advertised. That's what I got to do. What do you want me to make something up so you can feel good about it? No, I don't do that on here. Doesn't matter what you do anyway. It doesn't matter to me personally. I got to report what it is, and I'm congratulating you on your achievement on what it is. Now, if you don't like what it is, then you two things. You just got to be quiet about it. Because when you answer a comment about a comment, it looks crazy. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to answer back a comment because you didn't like the comment. Like you have a choice to not comment or not put it out there. But if you put it out there, you must accept the comment. You must accept it, good, bad, or ugly, is what it is. You only address if it's misunderstood or it's a lie. So we have to change what we bring down here to the park, to the field, to the court, to the track, anything down in youth sports. Leave that neighborhood, sidewalk, block mentality, street doctoring out of youth sports. It doesn't belong at all. Doesn't build a nation. It makes us weak. It makes what we do to the people outside look crazy. Us fighting. There was another fight in a football game this week, college football game. because of words, you feeling kind of way. Where's the real men out here? You feel a kind of way. Where's these emotions coming from? You feel kind of way, so you want to go slap somebody upside the head because you feel kind of way. You got a problem, man. You need to check yourself. Look in the mirror. Do I need to continue this? Do I need to continue this? Because I don't come here to games, I don't come to games thinking I got to protect myself. But now I do. Now I do. Because I love this platform. I have supporters. And I'm not going to let the 10, 15%, because they feel they don't want to debate on what I said. They just want to say I said something disrespectful. And they don't want to even debate on what I said. You know, they don't want to talk about what I said. You know, they just talking. So, you know, that's what I said, and I'm done with it. I'm done talking about the situation. I'm even done talking about the league that spew that garbage. I'm done talking about them and whoever's affiliated with them, because I don't need to talk about them. I don't need them. Youth football, youth basketball, youth sports alone in New York is big enough to talk without talking about them. So that's it. I don't have to mention it. You know, I have a show, a platform to talk about everybody, not just one person, not just, you know, particular pick and choose. It's for everybody that's highlighting, that's doing what they're doing in youth sports, good, bad, or ugly. Repeat it, good, bad, ugly. It is. I stand by the same criticism. If I have a bad show, you can criticize my show. I stand by it. I don't get upset and get mad and stuff. You're not going to destroy me. I get better. I'm here to get better, not get upset. Okay, with that said, we'll be back next week. The teams that's playing in the playoffs this weekend, good luck. I'll be out on the field talking to you. Thanks, Coach Muhammad from Rosedale, just for his interview. I appreciate it. Thanks, Joe. Thanks the viewers out there that was viewing us. I appreciate it. Thanks, Empire Car Wash, for your contributing, what you're contributing to our program to make it sustain it. We appreciate it. We're looking for more. We're looking for commercial space, you know, those who highlight businesses and those that's in youth sports, man, you know, give us your ad, give us your products, give us what you want to hear to promote you guys. I always have a motto: when business benefits kids, benefits here in the podcast show, NYC. And just good night and God bless.